Today we're going to look at the evolving role of the CIO. Now, to help us do this is Professor Joe Peppard. Now, Joe's been extensively involved in some research in this area and has got some key points to share. Joe, the evolving role of IT and the CIO, tell me some more.
The role of the CIO has been with us since 1980, in fact, and it has been evolving over the last 30 years or so. And that evolution has mirrored the role that IT is playing in organizations. Today, very few organizations could survive for very long without their IT systems. For many, it provides a source of competitive advantage. It's shaping business models. And therefore, the role of IT is quite considerably different than in an era where IT was merely seen as something that just supported the business in the execution of the strategy.
Let's get down to specifics then. How has it changed in the last few years and where does it need to go?
The CIO role is essentially a business leadership role. And as a CIO, you are a business leader with a special responsibility for IT, in the same way that the Chief Marketing Officer is a business leader with a special responsibility for marketing, the Chief Financial Officer is a business leader with a special responsibility for finance. As a CIO, as a business leader, you are expected to engage in conversations and discussions around strategy, around finance, around marketing, around logistics, in the same way that your peers in the C-suite are also expected to engage in conversations that will include information technology.
If I had a room full of senior CIOs, how many of those currently would you say would meet that criteria?
I've just finished some research, Steve, a global survey of 675 CIOs. And one of the questions that I posed to them was whether their conception of what the role entails mirrored the view that their chief exec and their leadership team that they work with hold of their role. And surprisingly, 80% report that there is quite a significant difference. What that means is that there's an expectation gap. So as a CIO, I have expectations that I'm going to be involved in strategy, in innovation, for example, but actually the expectations of the chief exec and the other members of the leadership team are quite different. They see the role of the CIO as primarily a technical role.
How are we going to close that gap then?
Well, I think from a CIO perspective, and also indeed from a CEO and other C-level executive perspectives, I think the CIO has got to be seen as a business leader, and the CIO has got to engage in conversations and discussions around strategy, around innovation, around marketing, around finance, in the same way that all other members of the C-suite will engage in similar conversations, but also be expected to contribute to conversations about IT.
So if you were to say to a CIO, in future your role must be, what would you say?
Well, I think every CIO has got to ask themselves the question, am I a business leader with special responsibility for IT, or am I an IT leader who's delivering into the business?
That's a profound question to ask. Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you.